and the rainbow tail. Deep in the heart of the emerald woods lived a small jackdaw named Pip. Pip had smooth, charcoal gray feathers and bright, curious eyes. He spent his days hopping from branch to branch, searching for shiny treasures. While he liked his home, Pip often sighed when he looked at his own reflection in the forest pond. He thought he looked far too plain. On the other side of the high stone wall lived the royal birds. The grandest of them all was Argus the Peacock. Every afternoon, Argus would spread his magnificent tail, showing off 100 shimmering eyes of blue, green, and gold. Pip would sit on the wall, watching Argus with wide, envious eyes. "If only I could be that beautiful," Pip whispered to the wind. One windy morning, Pip noticed something sparkling on the garden grass. Argus and the other royal birds had finished their morning preening, leaving behind several long, iridescent feathers. Pip's heart gave a little hop. This was his chance. He fluttered down and gathered the discarded treasures one by one. Using a bit of sticky tree sap, Pip carefully tucked the peacock feathers into his own short tail. He turned around to see his new look. Suddenly, he wasn't just a plain jackdaw anymore. He had a trail of shimmering blues and greens behind him. Pip puffed out his chest and practiced a royal strut. He felt like a king. Pip decided it was time to join his new family. He hopped off the wall and marched right toward Argus. "Good afternoon, fellow royalty," Pip chirped, trying to make his voice sound deep and grand. He fanned out his borrowed feathers, hoping to blend in with the shimmering crowd of the garden. But Argus was not fooled. He leaned down and looked closely at Pip's messy tail. "You are not a peacock," Argus trumpeted loudly. "You are just a jackdaw in disguise." With a swift snap of his beak, Argus plucked one of the borrowed feathers away. The other royal birds gathered around, chirping in anger at the little imposter. One by one, the beautiful feathers were snatched back. Pip was chased out of the royal garden, feeling very small and very bare. He scrambled back over the stone wall, his heart heavy with shame. The charcoal gray feathers he had once disliked now felt like a badge of his failure. Pip flew back to the emerald woods, hoping to find comfort among his old friends. He saw Castor, the leader of the jackdaws, perched on their favorite oak tree. "Castor, friends," Pip called out. "I've come home. I realized that the garden wasn't for me after all." Castor did not move to welcome him. "We saw you at the wall, Pip," Castor said quietly. "You thought our feathers weren't good enough for you. You wanted to be a peacock, so why come back to us now?" The other jackdaws turned their backs, leaving Pip all alone on the branch. He had tried to be someone else, and now he belonged nowhere. Pip sat in the quiet woods and looked at his gray wings. He realized that while his feathers weren't flashy, they were strong and helped him fly fast through the trees, something Argus could never do. He learned that being yourself is much better than wearing a costume. From that day on, Pip wore his own feathers with pride, for borrowed feathers do not make fine birds.